and
Wow.
that's one of the things that they use to torture people. And then they use
Okay, well now hang on a second, Ralph. Did that happen to you?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
I can feel when my skin burns.
Now, I've talked to another lady that in the past that had this same kind of feel to the conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
And so let's put it this way. I don't disbelieve you in the sense of I think you really are feeling or experiencing what you're telling me. Okay? What I want to understand though is what proof you have or evidence you have that you would show someone that this is going on in your life. That's really where the hang-up is about any of these kind of situations.
Well, I had this guy's phone number, and the one who told me everything. He told me that he was watching me, observing me. He told me things that I only know of my life. He told me about my ex-wife, like if he read my life like in a book.
Okay, so this is a real person, and you've never had a history of delusions. You've never had a history with any kind of medical, psychological treatment?
No, never.
Okay, so it's only a drug abuse past.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, for you, for your life.
I mean, that's how it all started. They push people into drug addiction.
Okay.
Literally, they will set you up to fall into drugs, and that's one way.
Okay.
They use noise harassment, lots of noise, continuous noise at your house.
Okay, so now, Ralph, what I want you to do is, though, limit to what's happened to you, not what they do to other people or what you've heard about. I'm trying to talk about you only.
Okay.
Okay, and so, huh?
You said limit?
Yeah, in other words, limit the discussion of what's going on in your life. Let's put it that way. Not what they do to everyone else or what you've heard they do. What I want to focus your attention on or your conversation with me about is what are they doing to you?
They're still observing me. I live in a 6-story building. My house is on the 3rd floor, and the top floor, the 4th floor, and the 2nd floor are empty, and they're being used by the gang stalkers to observe me. My whole house is rigged with spy cameras, and but they make very little noise.
Okay, now Ralph, honey, why don't you just take the cameras out if they're in there?
I can't. I don't know how. I don't know anything about that. They're
okay, but how do you know? Okay, so this is when you sound like you're off the edge, Ralph. I'm just going to be straight with you. When you say your whole house is rigged with spy cameras, well, first of all, how do you know that? And secondly, if they are, go get the camera. I mean, I'm sitting here in the studio. There's a bunch of cameras here. I could take any one of these cameras and toss them on the floor, stamp them out, turn them off, do whatever I wanted to with the camera. So what the issue is there is a spirit of fear working in your life, and it's got you believing things that aren't there for you to tangibly touch and do something about.
No, this is really here. These cameras are hidden.
Okay, well, unhide the camera. All right, because look, Ralph, I'm just going to get real simple with this. If there's a camera in there hidden, somebody had to hide it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if somebody could hide it, then somebody can unhide it or find it and you know, or block it or do whatever.
But if I take them all, if I do find them and take them all out, they're just gonna put them back in when I'm not in here because they can get in here.
Okay.
Each time I leave the house.
Yeah. Well, then Ralph, it's.
I'm sorry. I want to let you know also. There's a sister at my church. She just turned Christian. She's been 1 year converted, but she's actually a gang stalker, and every time I talk to her, she's constantly telling me everything that I do in my house. It's like it's as if she was watching me, and she really is watching me. And then she tells me, she doesn't tell me directly, "Hey, I'm watching you," but she gives me the idea, like she's trying to get me to go crazy or get mad, because that's what they do. They push your buttons to the extreme limit.
All right. Okay. So now, Ralph, here's the thing. I think that you are. I think you really believe what you're saying. I really do. I don't know how much of this is from your drug history, but I know that drugs are not a good thing to, get into. And basically, all I'm going to say is this: you can't. If there is this situation going in your place, you need to leave. Okay, and then you're going to leave. You're going to leave, and then say that they follow you to another place. What you need to understand.
That's what they do.
Well, I know, but what you need to understand is that what you're saying is, it's a type of your mind, the frame of reference that you have. It's a type of fear, or where you think something's happening and it might not be really happening, and that's the trouble that you're going to have with trying to get some help. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you can't say there's a camera watching you when you can't find the camera.
But I kind of have the proof already by the sister at church.
Well, I understand, but what'd she say she saw you doing? Cooking dinner?
She constantly.
Well, I know, but Ralph, everybody cooks dinner. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I saw you sleeping. I saw you snoring.
It's too much of a coincidence.
Oh, well, that's not a coincidence, because anybody can guess what they do in a house at some level. Okay? Anyone can guess what someone does in their own home, because there's certain things that people do. Okay, so now, Ralph, I just think there's a little bit much going on in this conversation that I am not going to be able to resolve on the line. I want to thank you for calling in from Spain, but what I want to do is put you on hold, and I want to get your contact information, and we can talk more about this. There's some things that I'm thinking about this situation. I just don't feel it fair to talk about over the air, let's say, and have everyone in on it. And there's some hard questions I need to ask. I just don't think it's fair for me to do this live over the air with everybody listening. So, all right, Ralph. So let me put you on hold. I'm going to have Judy pick up the line. We will get Ralph's phone number, and I will call him back next week. Yes, of course I will. The number to call, if you need to get a call in today, is 888-564-6173. That is the number to call, and whatever take you might have on Ralph's telephone call, there is definitely, there is such a thing as gang stalking. You can Google it online. It is a scary situation. It does any kind of stalking. Let's just talk about stalking, period. Any kind of stalking dominates your peace. It removes your peace. It steals your joy. It scares you. It is a spirit of fear. You don't want to look at your text. You don't want to look at your email. What's this person going to do now that they're calling? What are they going to say now? Why is this person showing up everywhere that I show up? Stalking is definitely it's a serious crime. It freaks people out, okay, that are being stalked. And you can stalk a person by unwanted phone calls, unwanted texts, unwanted emails, showing up places that they do not expect you to show up, unexpected notes on your car, flowers, any kind of, you show up at this recital, you show up at their work, you show up here or there at their Bible study. Look, this is not okay. No one wants that kind of attention that scares them, all right? And so no one wants that kind of attention that dominates their life. No one wants that kind of attention that freaks them out every time they get a text. They're wondering, oh no, what are they going to say now? That's not, there's something wrong with you, the stalker. There's nothing wrong with the person being stalked unless they take no action to do something about it. So there is such a thing as gang stalking. It's pretty scary. If you're involved in it, I would think you're like, get a life, get a job, get something to do with yourself that matters, because that certainly doesn't. And it's just a means by which the enemy is using people to control others, flip them out, make them go crazy, drive them to drink, drive them off the cliff so they can what? If they're Christians, they can do nothing productive for God. That's the goal of the enemy for everybody's life in the big picture. Do nothing productive for God. Become a drug addict, go to the insane asylum, check your brains at the door. That's what the enemy wants you to be, such an emotional wreck that you can do nothing. So, and I got to tell you, when you have a drug past or a drug history, none of this helps either. So 888-564-6173 is the number to call. 888-564-6173. And reminding you once again to join us for date night tonight. The time left in this segment is how long? 2.5 minutes, he says. Okay, so that means I can take Martha. Let's take Martha's call in out of LA. Hi, Martha. How are you?
Are you speaking to me?
Yes.
I'm sorry.